Hey guys, Alexander here again with Real Steel Training and Nutrition. I am committed to bringing you concise information for natural body sculpting, bodybuilding, building muscle, and burning fat in the most simple and concise manner. So what I want to talk to you today about is building lean muscle, building as much muscle as possible while keeping body fat percentage low. So first of all, what you need to make sure is that you are in a calorie surplus, okay? You need to calculate your BMR, your basic metabolic rate, and then you need to add any activity that you are doing. So this is for building muscle, not necessarily burning fat, although you might burn fat at the same time, but this is more for putting on size, okay? So you calculate your basic metabolic rate, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add the calories for your daily activity. Now, if you're walking 1 mile, depending on your body weight, you're going to burn between 60 and 150 calories per mile. So if you have your phone on you all day, it's going to track your miles, and then you're just going to figure out what you're burning for those miles. So for instance, if you're a 160-pound guy, on average per mile walked, you're burning 100 calories. If you walk 3 miles, you burn 300 calories. If your basic metabolic rate is 1800, you're going to add 1800 plus a 300 calories for the 3 miles that you walked, and then you're going to add your training, and then you're going to add a surplus of 250 to 350 calories. Okay, you don't want to add too many calories, otherwise you're going to boost your metabolism, and then you're going to require more food. Okay, so you're just wasting your money. You're putting undue stress on your metabolism and your digestive system, which you really don't need to do. And you're going to be putting on body fat. So you want to be about 250 to 350 calorie surplus after all activities. Then every 5 pounds, what you're going to do is you're going to recalibrate your BMR, which isn't going to change much. Again, that's basic metabolic rate. It's probably going to change maybe 100 calories, okay? Maybe not even. And then you're going to slowly boost up your calories. So what you have to do is you have to take in consideration all the exercise you're doing. If you're doing cardio in addition to weight training, which I don't necessarily recommend, if you're training hard, 1 to 2 hours a day, and you're hitting every body part twice a week, you're not necessarily going to need to do cardio. If you want to do some HIIT cardio, 10 minutes once per week, that's probably better, but any extra exercise that you're doing is going to take away from the calories. So you're going to require more calories to for every exercise that you do. So if you're burning another 200 calories with HIIT training, that's another 200 calories that you're going to need plus a little bit, maybe like 210, 220. So that's what you want to do. Now, in order to build lean muscle, what you want to do is you want to separate your carbs and your fats, okay? You can have protein and fat, you can have protein and carbs, but you don't want carbs and fat. And the reason for this is you want to manipulate your insulin in a way that's going to be advantageous to your body composition, to your physique. When you spike your insulin with carbs, that's going to, insulin is a storage hormone, so it's going to help you store both the carbohydrates and also body fat. And it's going to help you store the carbohydrates in the form of glycogen in your muscles. It's going to help build muscle, but if you're taking in fat, basically those carbs are going to spike your insulin and allow the nutrition to go into your muscle cells and your stores as glycogen stores, okay? And if you're taking in fat, that's another 9 calories per gram, and that's going to be stored as well. So you don't want to be spiking your insulin and taking in fat, okay? So no carbs with fat. Again, you can have fat with protein, you can have protein with carbs, but you don't want fat with carbs. That's going to be the key. So if you really want to get the best results for building muscle, most likely what you want to do first is get fat adapted, where you go on basically a keto diet, and you make sure that you're in ketosis, okay? And what you want to do after that is you want to introduce carbs every other day, okay? And what that's going to do is basically a carb cycle. It's going to keep your insulin super sensitive. And what you want to do is when you take your carbs in, you take them with protein. Okay? You don't want to take them with fat. You can take them by themselves, but with protein, you're going to get a better benefit. And you want, casein protein is good from milk. If you're lactose intolerant, you want to take things like lactate. That's really good. What I like to do is I like to have oatmeal, and then you can have some egg whites with that. You can have agave syrup, and then you can have lactate. The eggs are going to give you a 1.5 hours digestion time. The lactate is casein protein, which is going to be kind of a slow drip IV protein, 8 hours. So you want to be keeping anabolic the entire time by taking in that protein. And you're going to have those proteins that can build back your muscles during your workout, after your workout, and those carbs are going to be utilized for your workout. So, you may want to go to 300, 350 carbohydrates per day on your carb days. And then when you do just your protein and fats every other day, where you're carb cycling, then you're going to still be in that calorie surplus every single day. You're just manipulating your carbs, and your fats, your proteins are basically going to stay the same. So, you have 350 grams of carbs on your carbs day, approximately, and then you try to get to as close to zero as possible. And you can go, zero with your net carbs, so you're still getting your vegetables, your broccoli, your asparagus, your Brussels sprouts, bok choy, kale, any cruciferous vegetables that are going to help boost your testosterone, give you the fiber that you need, give you the vitamins and minerals that you need in order to build muscle. So that's what you want to do. You want to keep your fat and protein together, or your protein and carbs, but you don't want carbs and fat together. And if you do have them together, I would recommend just having a very, very minimal amount of fat with your carbs. Okay? All right. Thanks for listening. See you next time.